And sometimes when you look at your best sets, you're in a coma.
Yeah.
You're in a coma. Your best sets are when you're in a fucking coma.
Yeah.
When you don't give a fuck. That's why I like those open mics. Because I have to not give a fuck for a few weeks to give a fuck.
Yeah.
The open mics are a weird situation, though. Because, like, I've only been to a few. I went to the time that you hosted at the store. And I've been these few times.
Okay, let's get something straight.
Okay.
There's open mics and there's open mics.
Right.
Okay? Open mic 101 is Willie's room. It's the room I used to do in New York. It's a bar with a TV, and just by the grace of God, they have a 2-foot stair that we'll, as animals, use as a stage. Okay, we will take 5 feet of that and use it as a stage. Because in the beginning, you're not going to walk into the improv.
Yeah.
I don't care who owns it. I don't care whose dick you're going to suck.
Right.
You're not going to walk in there, and you personally will find out years later you don't want to walk in there anyway. So you find these bars where they have no commitment to comedy. They have no commitment to comedy. They walk in, and there's a fucking fat fuck from New York on the stage. And they go, oh my God, we didn't know you were having comedy tonight. We just wanted to have martinis.
Yeah.
Okay, so they sit down to talk about martinis and how miserable their life is. Okay, like really, that's what women go out for at night. I'm having problems with Danny. I think he's eating Oxycontins again. Let's go out for a martini, and they go out and get drunk, and nothing got fucking handled. But the beauty of it is, if you could convince those ladies, and not by going, hey, lady, I'm up here talking.
Yeah.
If you could convince those 2 bitches to turn around and look at you and pay attention, that's how you judge in those days.
Yeah.
Okay, so they were unpremeditated comedy people.
And you had it, and here's the magic. The magic where you got your skills was in getting those ladies or the group, whoever came in, to look at you and not do it in a way where you piss them off.
That you pissed them off.
Because now it's all downhill. But if you were able to kind of judo their conversation towards you,
it's brilliant.
And it's like, and it's just like you say, it could be a simple, hey, girls' night out. And then, and one of them might say something. One of them might reveal something. She might say, yeah, well, Lisa's here. We all took Lisa out. And then you're all starting going, Lisa. Yeah,
Boom.
And you just keep going
Boom.
from there.
So that's an open mic 101. That's where there's no commitment to comedy, okay? Yeah. When I call you up, Lee, on a Tuesday and go, Lee, Sarah Silverman is at the Stinky Onion on Friday night. I just bought 3 tickets for us, me, you, and Paula. Okay? All week, we're thinking about Sarah Silverman. So we're premeditated comedy. We walk in there. That's the comedy where they're already waiting for Willie. They're already waiting for Joey. I go in there, and if I say my dick's got a rim about it, okay? So you can't really, there's 2 types of comedy. Okay? But to get really good at this comedy, you got to go through this comedy here. And it's brutally because there's 16 different types. There's that one. But really, Comedy 101 is, I'm wrong. I'm fucking wrong. Comedy 101 is when you go on stage in front of 15 comics that paid $1 for a drink at the comedy to do comedy. That's Comedy 101.
Right.
That's fucking brutality. That's where you go home every night and you look at the fucking razor blade. And you look at the tub and the salt. That is brutal. That is fucking Comedy Commando 101. There's only one thing that busts you out of there.
Right.
Like a fucking savior. Those guys, that's below hell. If you judge it that way, okay, where they go and every once in a while they get 8 people. But beside that, it's all comedians every night from 6 to 10, or from 10 to 1, or from 11 to 2.
And then here's where it's tough for some young comedians. When Joey said you walk in those rooms and there's 15 comics, maybe 8 of those comics are a group, they're friends, and they'll laugh at each other's jokes. And when they get a real audience, that joke sucks balls, bro. And now there's like, it was detrimental. Instead of being something positive for a comic, it actually took you a step back because your friends are there trying to be your buddy instead of telling you the truth that material sucked.
So
right?
we all started Comedy 101. And then by the grace of God, you meet somebody at Comedy 101 who says, hey, I run a room on Tuesday night at 10. And you got to come in there. First of all, you got to come in there some nights. And some nights, whatever town you live in, they got that fucking game on. In LA, it's the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? You got to follow the Lakers. If you think you have to start on time because you have another set, that doesn't work. You're not going to do comedy while the Lakers on fucking TV. So these are all the lessons you learn. And then somebody like Lee will go, Lee, come on down to my room. But the other lesson you don't learn is the show starts at 10, but you're going to go up at fucking 1 in front of 6 people.
Yeah, and they're drunk.
This is something that you fucking die for 6 months doing this and going, when am I going to get a 9:30 spot at a fucking bar like that?
Right.
And then eventually you're at that bar, it's like you're trying to bust out of this league. And then you get in with a booker, but guess what he books? Bars.
Yeah.
6 in a row,
What's that guy the guy from Seattle? Or
Tribble.
Yeah.
And you got, they're all over the fucking country where they book, they book a hotel lounge.
Yeah.
Here you're thinking you're playing at the Garden in front of 2,000 people.
Yeah.
I'm going on the road and shit. What road? And all of a sudden you get a note, don't curse because they're Mormons.
Right.
This is fucking outrageously. This is outrageous. But this is how you learn nuts and bolts.
Yeah, you gotta get your ass kicked.
This is how you learn adjustment.
Yeah.
This is how you learn how to go into one room and there's 80 people, and the next night there's 6.
Yeah.
And the next night there's 7, and the owner's like, man, you got a good crowd. Yeah. Last week there was 2 motherfuckers in here. And you're like, what? This is fucking the evolution of it. And then you meet somebody and they go, hey, what are you doing next week? I need an opener in some fucking bumfuck town.
Right.
And now they pay you $150 in a hotel room, and you get 5 drink tickets. Oh my God, when you get those drink tickets, you think you're the fucking king. You're at the bar looking for a bitch with that $150 burning a hole in your pocket and shit. I'm one of the comedians and shit.
So that's fucked up though, because you always talk about how slimy comedians are, but my original question was gonna be, how do you know when to stop doing open mics? But it's obviously people hire you. Yeah. So, but you have to be, but now you have to be friendly with people who might be douchebags just because you want gigs.
Well, there's 2 different ways. You have people like Willie that come up to you and go, no, I think you're funny. Come to my room on Tuesday night.
Right.
And then Willie would give you $40 and you got a fucking burrito. You got a good fucking burrito too, dog. And I always got that motherfucker too. I bring the hunger to that club. Yeah. You wait all day for that fucking burrito. Tell him, Willie.
I remember Jerry Bednoff. Jerry Bednoff used to come, for those of you, if anybody's not familiar with Jerry Bednoff, was in that
40-year-old virgin.
Yeah,
good guy.
40-year-old virgin.
Guy,
Plays the Indian. And then Jay would always, I don't know, for whatever reason, he would always get the burrito, but he would always take it to go.
Yeah. They would even tell you. When you got off stage, Lee, there was a burrito to go. That's more than the $40, okay? Because that's a meal. That's it. You got half of that night and half of that for breakfast like a soldier. You can use your $40 for other things like cigarettes and alcohol and fucking narcotics. It's I think that people who miss that evolution really don't get the full circle of this career.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think something that's hurting young comics today is because it wasn't around when we were started, which is called a bringer shows. Like you can go on stage, but if you bring people, you heard of this, right? Bringer shows.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't have bringer shows.
I had them in New York when I went back to New York in '94.
Oh, okay,
bro. For every person you brought, you got a minute.
Yeah.
You have no idea.
Well, that took a while for that to get here.
I was in Colorado, and nothing was like that. The bookers would say, if you want free tickets, let me know. I would be embarrassed to ask people to come watch me in those days.
Right.
So I wasn't going to tell nobody. But when I went to New York in '93, it was an education. Because the comic strip and all those places, they let you go out. Oh, yeah, you want to go out and go? Come on down and see me. Lee, you get so excited. You go down, the guy's like, I had this guy say, bump into this guy. My name is whatever. I'm the manager, but talk to this guy. And all of a sudden you talk to this young college kid. And he goes, what night do you want to do? He's like, I want to do Tuesday night, the 18th. You want to do the 5:30 show, the 6:30 show, the 7:30 show? Like, I want to do the 7:30 show. Okay. And all of a sudden he gives you an envelope, Lee, and there's 40 fucking tickets. And he's like, you got to sell these at $10 a piece and keep 5 for yourself or 8 for yourself. So you owe us $80 that night or you don't go up. Shit like that, like.
Yeah.
And I would just pay the 80. You know what I'm saying? I would just pay the 80 and give away the tickets to fucking as a sales thing or something like that. I swear to God. I would be too fucking embarrassed. I would just pay the $80 and go on stage. That's how crazy I fucking was.
That's not a bad deal, though.
No, it was hardly.
I mean,
but I was never going to sell the tickets. And then they had the other shows. The only guy that put me up in those days without people was the guy at the New York Comedy Club. I went back to New York for 9 months.
A guy named Al?
Yeah.
That used to wear the toupee?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Wow.
But the other one, the one on 78th Street.
The one called Boston something?
No, that's on 4th Street. But there was
okay.
one on 78th Street off of Broadway. And one night I did a spot there, and I brought 10 people from my hometown. And this is when cocaine was fucking huge in my hometown. And they all came and were doing coke. And they were fucking tipping the bartender $10 a piece. But I'll never forget that one of my friends at that time was a cop. And he was with all his childhood buddies. And I looked at him one time and he was fucked up. He had coke all over his shirt. But he was standing there with his leg on the bar and his badge and his gun was sticking out. And you could see the ring around his nose and shit. I'm like, no, you gotta wipe your nose. Like, this was a long fucking time ago. And they drank so much that the owner came over to me and he goes, you always have a spot here. Just bring these animals back. And I couldn't figure it out. Like, they clogged the bathroom.
That was when Chris Mazzilli was the doorman. You remember him? He owns Gotham's now. He owns Gotham's.
Oh yeah.
That's when Chris Mazzilli was.
My God.
Yeah,
oh my
remember
God.
that? He had full set of hair.
I'm gonna ask him. I see him in September. I go to New York in September.
But
that's what that hustle was, Lee. Yeah. Lee, that was a hustle in New York. You just weren't gonna get on stage. You had to show up with motherfuckers in those days. So I learned then. Like, it was, in a way, it taught me a little bit. New York, that 9-month experience in New York, and I was still reading the Judy Carter book and writing her jokes like that. What pisses you off, 10 things that give you anger. At that level, those 9 months in New York, I wasn't sure about comedy, bro. I was using comedy as a way of getting out of the criminal thing, but I was still, I had just got out of prison, so I was doing comedy, but not really. It was like my first year and a half of jiu-jitsu. I would only go once a week. Right. In those days, I would get on stage 2 times a month. Right. But then when I went to New York, all that little hustle in New York got me a little excited, but there was a bar called Your Old Triple N, and I went in there one night and I saw John Leguizamo at midnight. And, bro, it clicked. It clicked.
Well, whatever.
Because I always thought that Willie Barcena just went on the Tonight Show and did 8 minutes of material off the top of his head.
You saw him bombing with notes.
With notes, working out, and my whole vision came. Yeah. 2 weeks later, I was on my way to Colorado. I said, I don't need this suffering. I get spots in Colorado without showing up with 10 motherfuckers all the time. There's not as much cocaine in my face. Every time I go to New York to do a spot, I'd stop at a spot and get a package. In Colorado, I can't do that. I really focused when I went to Colorado, but it was because of that experience in New York that opened my fucking eyes to how I had to act.
It's funny how we all, because I had the same experience when I saw Damon Wayans back in the day.
Where'd you start?
Right here in
What
LA.
club? What club? What was the first time?
Comedy Act Theater on Crenshaw and 43rd.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, with Chris Tucker, man. I used to pick up Chris Tucker. He had an apartment near the 101 off of Vine, and Chris used to call me up because he didn't even have a car, man. And it was him. D.L. Hughley was the host. He was a young comic. Joe Torre. Guy Torre wasn't even on the main show yet. It was the first show and second show.
Now, who did the Comedy Act Theater belong to? Sweet Dick Willie?
No, Michael Williams. Michael and Sharon Williams.
Now, who was the black actor that was in Do the Right Thing?
Oh.
That died. Bebe's Kids.
Yeah.
What theater did he own?
Yeah, that's
one. The theater.
That's a theater, but he didn't own it. He was just that was his house, basically, as a comic. But I started with Pierre. All these cats. I'm trying to remember cats from those days, so what's his name? Mark had hanging with Mr. Cooper. Was that remember that show?
Yeah, Mark. He's around.
Yeah.
He's on a TV show now. He's around. I was getting him spots at the High. Bumped into him at Rouse.
Yeah.
And he goes, they won't give me spots at the store. I go, see D'Agostino at the Ha. So D'Agostino said he was going down there a couple nights a week and just working out. He was still really funny. He was funny, bro.
Yeah, he's real funny.
Listen,
yeah.
20 years in comedy is 20 years in comedy. Right. Something happens to you.
Right.
Something happens to you.
Like you said, you're either going to quit and fold or get angry. Because there's guys that we've been around, have been around as long as we have, that you see them on stage and they haven't progressed. I've seen guys that I go, he has the same fucking material from 20 years ago. I mean, from beginning to end. I mean, I'm not hurt anybody's feelings. Or, I'm going to see this guy probably tomorrow. But a couple of these guys, man, and I'll tease them. I'll see these comics, and I'm not
no, I don't have the heart to say something.
But
I don't have the heart to say nothing. I can't say nothing no more.
But have you seen it?
Friday night, I had a spot somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm not there 2 minutes.
Right.
I hear, yo. I look up. It's a comedian. I've known him for 15 years.
Yeah.
We used to do all the little Spanish rooms together.
Right.
Did I think he was funny? I thought he had potential. You look at these guys and you're like, that guy's
They all did.
That guy's going to be something.
Yeah.
And they have material that you laugh at, and they have material. You were right there with them, okay? So I have the right to say this, okay? When I'm right there with them in the trenches,
right,
and now I'm somewhere else, and they're completely still in the fucking trenches. You follow what I'm saying to you? And I see that they work now, but it's not like it used to. Yeah, now they're blaming it on things and shit. So it was like, it pisses me off. Like, I get pissed off because at the end of the day, in the back of my mind, I'm a fucking loser. I could flip this in a way, and you couldn't fucking find a way to flip this fucking game for yourself. You're still hawking around. 2 minutes there. Hello, how are you? Wow, how can I get a guest set?
Yeah.
Okay? Absolutely not. You're not going to get up here. You're not going to get up because I'm working on an hour. And number two, guess what? The show's got people in. I worked hard all week on Twitter. You just want to go in there and blow that fucking room up. Right. And I told you the story. 5 or 6 years ago, he was on I hadn't seen him. I wasn't at the store anymore.
Right.
So he said he was on this international tour, killing it, promoting this motherfucker like himself. Like he was his own publicist.
Right.
So somebody was doing a show one night, and they asked me to come on. I went up there, and there he is. And I go, you know what, bro? This guy was funny a couple of years ago. Let me watch this guy. Let me see what happens if he's really getting it.
Right.
He had a couple jokes, but he had one joke, dog, that used to kill me.
Right.
It was about fucking killing animals or something. It used to fucking kill me. And it was one of those, he's one of those comedians that tells you the joke, but he rides it.
Right.
He rides the joke out for 6 or 7 minutes to the point where normal people are like, when's this guy going to get the fuck off the stage?
Right.
I'm sitting there enjoying him for like 2 minutes, and all of a sudden he rips into that joke. No, it's 2008. He was doing that joke in 97.
Right.
98, he was doing that joke. I looked at him.
That's why comics kill themselves, bro. Because
I walked out of the fucking room. I'm like, you're doing the same joke from 10 fucking years ago.
It's like, think about Lee. You're in a band, and every time you're on stage, you're playing the same song. It's the same thing,
Well, they must like it, or they have to deal with it.
No, it's laziness, bro.
It's laziness.
It's laziness. It comes down to being lazy.
Well, no, I remember more with the band, but yeah, with comedians.
I don't think people pay a comic to see the same joke over and over again. I know after the second time I see the joke, I'm done. That's why I hate doing comedy on TV, because how many takes they do and they all giggle like it's funny. Stop. You're embarrassing me. You're making me fucking feel bad. Nothing's this funny. On the 8th take, they're still like, ah! Stop. Don't make me fucking punch in the fucking ear.